Welcome to my channel, Crafting with me, Indiana Jones. And although I reside in Miami, today I want to take you with me to Bridgerton and create some Bridgerton-inspired decor. Today, this video is part of the Thrift Flip Road Trip Challenge that is hosted by Unicorn Dust Designs, the Crafting Cousins, and special guest host, DIY Craftaholic, using beautiful thrifted decor to make Bridgerton looks. For this project, I'm going to use this wonderful galvanized sconce that I found, believe it or not, at Hobby Lobby, and I believe it was 90% off, so it only cost $1.99. Can you believe it? And I thought this was so perfect to create some Regency or Rococo decor. I think it's very in now, and I love it, especially for spring and summer, just using these beautiful light colors. As you know, if you've watched the Bridgerton series, it is based on the Regency era in England. So I decided to use these colors that are very prominent in the Bridgerton family decor. Regency and Rococo and even Victorian is all about the embellishments. So I'm going to create some embellishments from resin. I am using amazing resin, and it is absolutely amazing. Once you start using this, you will get hooked. So here I am just using the two parts of the resin, and I've gotten used to not having to wear gloves anymore, and I love using this product. Here I am using these wonderful molds. Once again, I found those on Temu. It's not a sponsored video, but I have to tell you where I find my items, and I believe it was around $9 or $10. Amazing casting resin is ready to go within 10 to 15 minutes. Now I'm going to use this wonderful gold leaf paint. It's also from Folk Art, and again I'm going to use this beautiful gold. I love the fact that we can use gold again. I mean, I think it's back in style, and recently I have been trying to get a lot of projects that are in this gold, so you'll see a lot of that today. If you like the Regency or Rococo, or the coquette, actually, you are going to love these projects. So here I'm just creating this little frame. And again, one of the things I did is with this, because this is going to be on a curved surface, I made sure that once I took it out of the mold, I made sure to curve it. You can see it more with this little label. Again, the label is also from a mold that I got from Temu, as well as the other decor that you will see here. But one of the things I do immediately, when, just as you would with clay, is when I unmold the items, I put it on the surface if it needs to be curved, and make sure to tape it down so that it does adhere properly to the surface. And that's one of the wonderful things about resin. Just like clay, you can mold it to certain areas, but you have to do it quickly. You have to do it when it's just molded, or you have to heat it up with a heat gun to be able to mold it to whatever surface. And unlike clay, you will not have any cracks. While the embellishments have dried, now I'm ready to continue with this decor. Now I have this beautiful selection of just papers that I have in my stash, and I decided that that beautiful girl would be perfect to create a kind of cameo with that frame. I'm looking at it now, and at first I thought, I had put the frame upside down, but it works just fine. It doesn't matter to me. It really does look very nice when I put everything all together. But look at how perfect this young lady is going to look into that beautiful little frame, and it's going to be a perfect little cameo. Now, because this is curved, once again, I wanted to use this paper, and though it was scrap paper, it's not going to mold very well to those curves. So what I am doing here is a quick trick, and all I'm doing is removing a layer of the paper so that I can make it smoother, or it will bend easier without having to do any cuts or anything. Very similar to when you take 2-ply napkins apart. This is the same thing, and you can see how bendable it is. And in that way, I also remove the opportunity of any kind of wrinkling happening to that beautiful image. And look at this. I think It is absolutely perfect, and so perfect to be part of, like, again, coquette, decor, and shabby chic too. You can use a lot of gold in the shabby chic look, but especially if you love Bridgerton, this is such a way to enjoy Bridgerton decor in your own home. Now I'm using a dry sponge just to make sure I get all of that Mod Podge, of course, using the Mod Podge to glue it down, and I'm going to cover it with this gloss Mod Podge. By the way, Mod Podge Day was just yesterday. I don't know if you know that Mod Podge, I think, is celebrating, I forget how many years, but it was invented this day, May 17th. So happy Mod Podge Day. Anyway, I'm using this beautiful extra glossy Mod Podge to cover that painting, so it does look like an enamel type cameo, and I think it's just so beautiful. These other embellishments were also used using some molds that I got from Temu, and you can see how beautiful it looks with the roses and the bows. And look at what a difference. I mean, this item could normally be something that you would see for farmhouse, but I am transforming it with just a few accessories and that beautiful gold color with that gold leaf. Now you can use an antique gold as well, and you can see there's a little space that I have there in between the two embellishments, but you'll see that I added a little a piece of ribbon that I cut off earlier, and I was able to add it. Now there's no gap in between the two sides of that embellishment. And look, see how even though that top or the bottom of the frame of that cameo was a little more ornate, actually it looks better when it's framed at the bottom as it is there. And now this beautiful little label at the bottom, and my sconce is complete. This Thrift Flip road trip has a special gift for 5 winners. How do you enter to win? All you have to do is comment and like each one of the videos in the playlists. And remember, you must reside in the US. Also, make sure that your comments are in by May 24th. Thanks again for watching, and remember to watch the rest of the video as well as all of the others on the playlist. Thanks to the hostesses for this wonderful giveaway. At one of the church bazaars, I found this vintage book of music sheets, and I decided I needed to create some kind of artwork with it. So here I'm using Dollar Tree canvases, and these are wonderful canvases. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to match with the color of the sheet music. And I just happen to have this paint on hand. I did water it down a little because I wanted to work with, like here I'm working with the paper towel to remove some of the paint, just so that it looks more like a vintage antique artwork using that beautiful sheet music. So here I'm just pulling away with this moist paper towel. Now I'm taking the sheet music and I am ripping the edges just to give it even more of that vintage look and feel. Now the bottom had a whole bunch of information that I didn't want to have, and that's the other reason why I ripped it. And of course, I have to use a little bit of flame just to, really rough up those edges and make them really stand out against the canvas. Look at that. I love that. It looks like it survived a fire, and I'm just going to, make sure that I am, record this beautiful music on this frame and keep it as a keepsake. So here I'm just using my Mod Podge, and I don't know, do you all use Mod Podge? What other elements or what other products do you use for decoupage? So I love the name that this was, Forevermore. I absolutely love it. And actually it matches kind of the Michael's kind of Halloween. I think it's Nevermore. This one's Forevermore. I like Forevermore more than Nevermore because, I don't know, it gives a little more hope. Anyway, I am going off on a tangent because once again, it's after 11 o'clock doing voiceovers. Now, I have these Prima Design transfers that I had gotten on Amazon a while back, and I'm just rediscovering some items that so thrifting, I think, includes thrifting your own stash. So I think I had bought this last year, and I decided now is the time to use it. I was sad that I didn't use it more during the springtime, but as you know, sometimes when you clean things out, you discover new things that you have that are really old. You can see that my little kitty cats are here to help me. There's little Kudu. She is giving me some advice as to how to, work with this design there. So she is my little crafty cat. Now, if you've never worked with transfers, they're the easiest thing. What I like to do is just try to space out how I'm going to use the flowers before I go ahead and transfer them. And transferring them is nothing more than taking off the white backing that protects it. And then you're just using they give you this little scraper in the Prima by Design transfer product, and it's great. You can use it for all your transfers, and all you have to do is transfer it on and then take off the top plastic part. Make sure you have everything transferred on, and if you take your time and do it slowly, you can make sure that you are transferring all of the items of that image. And of course, I need to, just celebrate my little Kudu cat for helping me out. And I'm going to continue embellishing this beautiful design, this beautiful sheet music with these floral designs. Now, I only have a picture of the frame before and after, so you can see what a difference. And that frame I did select off of the side of the road kind of sale. And here's my other little beautiful cat, Luna. Rummaging around my craft room, I also found these wonderful sheets of book pages, and I decided I wanted to show you how to create a beautiful book page rose. You can use book pages, or you can use any kind of sheet music, or any kind of paper you like, and make a beautiful rose. And you could set this rose into any part of your decor. So here I am just making a circle from all of these book pages, and I'm folding them down, and then I'm going to use this cup, and I'm just going to fold in each one of these rose petals. Now I'm gluing each level so that I'm sure that the rose will not fall apart. Now the rose, as you can see, is creating the inner petals and the outer petals at the same time as you are folding these pages over one by one. Again, this is a wonderful craft to do with your children. It's fun to do while you're watching a movie because you can make so many flowers. And I know once again, there are so many events that are happening this month with graduations and bridal showers and baby showers. And here's a wonderful way to decorate without spending a lot of money. Now you can use book pages, or you can use heavier tissue paper or lighter paper, any kind of light paper. I wouldn't use scrapbook paper because it's a little harder, but look at the final result. Isn't that beautiful? Imagine that you can do this and work together with a lot of friends and make beautiful decorations. And depending on how large the circle is, depends on how large your rose becomes. At one of the church bazaars, I found this little frame, and I know that this little golden frame is actually from the Dollar Tree, but I was so happy that I was able to find one at the garage sale, at the church sale, because it was only $1, so I actually saved 25 cents. But I'm sure you can find a similar frame at your Dollar Tree. But this frame, sometimes you bump into these these oval frames, I should say, at the thrift store, and you don't know what to do. I just happen to have, once again, this beautiful paper collection, and I thought this lovely young woman once again could grace this frame so beautifully as she does in the cameo that I did earlier. So I think this fits in so well. And once again, I'm using Mod Podge, letting it set for a little bit, and then using my iron to really make sure there are no wrinkles whatsoever in the image. And then I'm just putting the backing on, and there you go. I don't have to even paint the frame. It's perfect for this decor. This is a project that I did live one night, and I decided I wanted to share it once again with you. All I'm using is a tea tin. Now, I know that at many of the thrift stores you can find old tea tins or coffee tins, and here's a great idea, especially if it's something that's square just like this one. Once again, I'm using these same papers products that I used before. These papers I also got from Temu. I have to admit, they have so many wonderful craft supplies at such a good price, and these colors are absolutely beautiful and blend perfectly with a tea tin. I didn't even have to paint it any colors, and I'm actually taking advantage of those little gilded corners. And look at how beautiful these images are with birds and bird cages and these beautiful flowers, and once again that lovely young lady. Now once I'm finished, I'm just going to Mod Podge all the sides, and again I can seal it with the Mod Podge as well. And I also added some sayings that came in the pack of paper. Once again, I'm going to use one of the smaller cameos, or the smaller framed cameos, and make a resin, and the same way I did before, painting the edges or painting the frame in gold. And then I'm going to cut out a beautiful little image that matches, and this one happens to be the little bird cage. And once again, I used the paper to rip off the layer so that it's easier to bend into shape, and that's it. This little tea tin is more than a beautiful addition to my Bridgerton or Rococo or Coquette decor, and I think it's absolutely lovely. Once again, this is another little item that I found at the church sale, and I think I only spent $2.50 for this. But I thought at first, when I saw it from far away, I thought it was going to be like wrought iron, like metal, but it wasn't. It's plastic, and up close, it really, really looks like plastic. So that's why I decided to also add a little bit of gilding, once again, with this beautiful gold foil paint from Folk Art, and it does such a beautiful job to cover everything. Now, this also I have to do to the stand, because the stand also looks very plastic. I wish it was metal, but I think just painting it now with the gold, it looks less like plastic. You can't see the seams that from the plastic casing for it, or the plastic mold, and I think it looks beautiful. So let's see how it all comes together. Thank you to our hostesses, Unicorn Dust Designs, DIY Craftaholic, and the Crafting Cousins for hosting the Thrift Flip Road Trip Challenge. And remember to watch and comment on the playlist to be entered to win, U.S. residents only. And thank you for stopping by. As I always say, stay safe, be kind, God bless each and every one of you, and remember to live the adventure and subscribe to come back for more.